Is this Katie?
Hello, yes it is. How are you?
Sounds like you.
Yes. Katie Dobbins, welcome. I played your, I don't know if you heard it, I played your brand new song, Trailblazers, at the top of the show. So very nice.
It's a great song.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
absolutely. So Eazy-G is here, of course, your biggest fan, and Glenn R.J. Ouellette, the people's mayor, is on the couch. And what's been going on since the last time we talked? It's been a while, and if I remember correctly, the last time you called in, I think you were starting to get back into playing live a little bit, if I remember correctly, or you were kind of wading back into it, or maybe you were holding off a little bit, but you had some shows down the road.
Well, I was getting really into live streaming. Can you hear me okay, by the way?
Oh, absolutely. Yep, you
sound great.
Okay, great. Just wanted to make sure. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of live streaming, not so much the public performances. I was doing some outdoor stuff back when the weather was much warmer.
Right.
And I've got some things that I'm planning for when the weather warms up again. But in the meantime, I've just been on the Facebook and the YouTube a ton. So
You are very prolific with the live streaming, aren't you? It seems like when I look at your YouTube, you've got a lot of videos on there, and I think do you have some kind of a weekly schedule or routine going with that, don't you?
I do. And thank you for saying that I'm prolific on live stream. I don't feel prolific, but I definitely am learning a lot about technology and everything that goes into like music production from the technical side. So it's been super interesting. I live stream at least twice a month, sometimes like on my Patreon channel, which I call the Starlight Lounge. And then once a month, I have other songwriters join me and we do like a song swap, which is really fun. But yeah, I've been trying to figure out how to get more music out more frequently. And so I recently started releasing a new video every single week on YouTube on Mondays. So
I got
I've been doing that for 4 weeks now, so it's been super fun, and that's where the Trailblazers song came in. So thanks for playing that.
Oh, absolutely.
I got a question, Katie. Did you teach yourself, or are you just really smart? Because I couldn't do that stuff.
I have learned a lot from other people. So
Oh,
I've been,
good.
for learning, I've been trying to learn how to produce my own demos and stuff, and so I've been taking a online course about that, and then
Wow.
I talk to other friends who do it, and we kind of like share tricks of the trade with one another, which has been really helpful. Yeah, so it's definitely not like a solo show over here.
Is any of those people that you ring on the phone is named April Cushman or Amanda McCarthy? Because they're pretty good about getting live stuff out too.
Oh yeah, I don't know April, but I do know Amanda. I had her on one of my songwriter roundup shows recently.
I missed that one.
Such a great show. Yeah, she's so great.
And
then actually Christian Veach, who is like part of Amanda's team and everything. Him and I had a conversation about like production recently because he's been producing his own music for a long time. So
I'm not familiar with that guy.
He's a cool dude too.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense to learn as much as you can about using technology to promote and distribute your music because, and I think it's always been this way, but it becomes more so day by day, where the more you know about the technical aspect of things and can do these things, the more in control you are of your music and how it's distributed and how it's marketed and so forth. And, we've seen, I'm old enough to remember when it was all in the hands of, you'd sign to a record label, whether it was a national label or it might even be just a small local record label, but you were really kind of at their mercy in terms of how you marketed and distributed your music and how you connected with fans and all of that. And we live in an era where you can really be in control of all of that yourself.
It's all about marketing.
With the technology, yeah.
All about marketing.
And even with all this technology, if you learn how to do everything yourself, then you're really in control and you're not I always say the less reliant you are on other people for these functions, the better off you are, and the better off you are in terms of your career and progressing forward. So I think that's great, Katie, that you're doing all this. And I maybe you don't feel prolific, but I look at what your output has been online, and it seems a lot more consistent than a lot of people. A lot of musicians.
Oh, I agree.
A lot of musicians, they might post something on YouTube once a month, or not that there's anything wrong with that, but I think that the way you're doing it and the consistency of it is probably really helpful in terms of building a fan base.
Thanks. That's kind of what I'm hoping. That's the word consistency is sort of like the buzzword that I keep hearing everywhere. And I was feeling it too. I was feeling like, man, I just want to get more music out, but it's been hard for me personally to get into the studio right now for a couple, for some different reasons. And I'm not even really ready to work on the next album per se, but I was like, I still want to do something to be getting my music out there more frequently. And so I love the YouTube thing. This is kind of just an idea that I came up with a couple months ago. And it keeps me consistent too, right? Like it keeps me creating and just putting things out and I can't really hold on to them forever until they're like, quote, perfect, whatever that means, because I'm on a schedule. So it keeps me creating and producing and hopefully having exciting new things to share with everybody. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got. Yeah. By the way, you don't have to do anything I request, but you should definitely reach out to Abel Cushman because he's doing a live stream on the 27th. But I'm kind of timid because obviously it's not your fault, Katie. But when I reached out, they gave me my $10 back, which I appreciate. But the live stream didn't work. It wasn't your fault, Katie. So I'm timid to give $10 to April Cushman so I can listen to it on live stream. But do you think I should do it?
Yeah, you should do it.
Of course you should do it.
Yeah, well, the only reason I won't do it is 'cause I spent too much money recently, so I have to watch my monies the next month or so. So next time she has a live stream, I guess I'll do it because you said so.
I mean, you should do whatever you want.
Now that's
right?
power.
Right. Right. But I always like to get people's advice.
It's a good a reason as any.
You get power over him. That's great.
But it's so what I love about, or one of the things I love about our friend Eazy-G, Eric over here, is that he really he finds artists in the local music scene that he really likes and does all that he can to support them and really it's like a one-man street team over here. And I think that's really cool. He really, it matters to him. I mean, obviously, you've got all different kinds of fans. You've got diehard fans, you've got casual fans. And, but Eric is someone who, when he enjoys what you do, whether it's music or a radio show, whatever it is, he really goes out of his way to support it, which I think is really cool. I commend you for that, Eric.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I love doing it.
Yeah, Eric, you're awesome. You've been supportive since the day that I met you, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
There's so much as artists that we do on our own, and like you were saying, Matt, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of marketing and just all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so whenever someone kind of joins your team and helps get the word about you out there, it's like really nice. And Eric sends personal encouragement too, which is just like really, really nice. So
yeah,
thanks,
I can't be
buddy.
the only one that does it. Am I?
What'd you say?
I can't be the only one that does it. Am I?
No, but you're a
Oh,
big
good. I'm glad
fan,
to hear
and
that.
I appreciate it.
but you're the only one who can do it the way you do it, Eric.
True, but my father said something really bold. He said like a year ago. He said, which is kind of true. She's even admitted it live on the radio here, and I'll try to get it back on the radio maybe in April. But obviously with Matt's approval because it's his show. But yeah, she's coming back to town in April, Amanda McCarthy, and then again in August for her wedding. I don't know if you knew this, but when you get married, it's all about the bride. So she has like 7 bridesmaids. And Tom's just along for the ride. And like I always say on the radio, he's one lucky dude.
Yes. Yes. Congratulations, of course, to Amanda McCarthy.
I didn't get back to my father. He
Tom.
said about a year ago, he
yeah.
said Amanda McCarthy owes all to you that her success in life. But I told her, I said, I just do it for fun. She's the one that has to do the hard work.
That's right.
I don't get paid a dime to do it, but I'm happy to do it.
That's right.
So that's my statement.
Katie, I'm curious to know more about the song swap concept. What is that exactly? Do you get together online and record a song with another artist, or how does that work?
So it's a monthly live stream, and it's myself and 3 other artists, and the guest artists change every month. So it'll be a different lineup every month, but we just swap songs. So it's kind of like a songwriter in the round format, if you've ever seen that in a live show, but it's just virtual. So, we'll each play a song, talk about it, talk to each other between songs, and it's a cool vibe. It's cool to hear like the story behind all the songs and just kind of like hang out with people that I admire in the industry too. So I used to do the show live at the Burren in Somerville back when I lived down in the Boston area. And then when COVID hit, live shows couldn't happen. And so I eventually migrated it to online, and hopefully it'll be a live thing again. But right now we've stuck to virtual, which is kind of cool because I've been able to have like Amanda McCarthy on
Oh my God,
people from who are,
one.
in Nashville or, not here in New England, but we can still play together on the internet, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then, Katie, you usually have a people give donations for. You usually have a cause for everyone, right?
Sorry, what'd you say, Eric?
You usually have a cause, like people can send donations, like through the computer,
like a charity.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tip the songwriters, yeah.
Oh, very
If
nice.
you want, but it's a free show. But if people want to tune in and tip the songwriters, they can. And we have the next one is on Thursday of this week, so in 2 days, I guess, on the 24th at 7:30. If anyone wants to tune in, it'll be on my Facebook and my YouTube channels, which are just at Katie Dobbins Music.
Excellent. Now, what about in terms of playing out live? Are you going to do some more outdoor shows this summer? Or, I mean, obviously we're not really out of the pandemic yet. We might be at the beginnings of moving from pandemic to endemic and all that entails. But I mean, it sounds like you've got plenty to keep you busy with the online streams. But are you anxious to get out and play live again?
Yeah, I mean, I really miss playing live. I love the online thing. I'm glad that it exists. It's amazing to me how connected I feel with my virtual audience, even though in reality I'm just sitting in a room by myself playing to my screen. But like people are so active in the chat and really supportive, and it makes the show really fun.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, there's nothing like that live show and then talking to people in person afterwards. It's just a different kind of magic. So I've been doing the booking and trying to set things up, and I don't have anything to announce right now, but if people listening want to stay in touch with my show schedule, my website is katieDobbinsmusic.com. So as things line up, I'll post everything there.
Yeah.
I got a question, Katie. I know I hate to bring up her name again, but Amanda McCarthy, she used to do everything herself, but I guess she hired an agent, so it helps her, during all her tours all over the world, it seems like. Do you have somebody like that, or is it all you?
I don't right now. I'm just kind of like figuring out the basics. So
Okay.
right now I would say it's all me. And then, yeah.
I was amazed when she
haven't
told me that
hired
like
any
6 years
agents or
ago. It's like
anything.
she does it all herself. It's like, wow.
Yeah. But
Now she has an agent now, so that helps. Of course, you got to pay an agent, but hey, she's doing pretty well. So kudos to her. You guys are doing well. April Crushman, you all do it. That's all you do is you do your music, and that's just great.
The good thing about having an agent is they only take a percentage of what you do, or at least a good agent does. I mean, there might be some scammers out
ones,
there.
yeah.
Right, but I'm assuming Amanda McCarthy at this point in her life, she knows what the heck she's doing.
Oh, definitely. I remember the last time that Amanda was here.
Oh, God.
That subject came up. I remember we were talking about how she had brought on an agent, and we did get into the math of it a little bit, which was very interesting.
I tell Katie that story when I gave her some gifts, and you said that's not really your job. That's supposed to be Tom's job to flatter her with gifts.
I do seem to recall
But Tom
something.
was fine with it because he has the girl and I don't. So
That's right.
He's one lucky guy,
and
by the way.
And you don't sound even the least bit bitter when you say that.
Of course not.
Gritted,
I'm happy for him.
gritted
Because
teeth and
if
all.
I go after Amanda and it doesn't work out, Katie, then I won't be allowed in her shows anymore.
That's right.
It will be kind of awkward.
Unrequited love. Katie, I'm curious too, because we were talking about you do some cover songs, and Eric even has a request because after we get done speaking, I'll close out the segment with another one of your songs that I found online. But Eric really wants me to play Landslide. But which of course
thanks.
I love Fleetwood Mac. But how do you decide what to cover? Is there any kind of criteria, or are you just pick songs that you love that you want to be able to do a version of, or what goes into that?
Yeah, I've just been picking songs that I love. I've only done a couple so far because I just started the weekly YouTube videos in the past month. But I mean, I have my list of favorite covers that I'll play out at gigs, and that's kind of where I started looking at that list and saying, okay, what do I want to do for a video? So the first cover I did was "Can't Help Falling in Love" by Elvis. And then the landslide is the second one that I've done. And I don't know what I'll do next yet. I'm sort of just like taking it week by week and seeing what is moving me at that moment. There's no, not really a science behind it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I have all my old favorites. So, and I have some in the back of my mind that I'm hoping to do at some point, like Forever Young. I hope to do that one at some point. My birthday is coming up, so I'm like, maybe I'll do it then. I don't
Another
know.
one?
Oh, there you go.
Same day as last year?
Same day as last year.
Oh,
Same
very-
day as next year.
You
too.
know, to give you a heads up, the Bookery is starting to do some open mic nights, so maybe eventually they'll maybe calling you up and having you come to a show. If you want to.
Nice.
I'm not telling you what to do, by the way, but just thought I'd give you a heads up.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Things are happening
Yeah, I
gradually,
like
you
that
know.
place.
Oh, yeah. They have new ownership, right? The Bookery?
Bookery? Yeah, I'm not aware of it.
I thought so. I thought that's what I had heard.
I won't
but-
say yes or no because I don't know 100%. So.
Right. I forget, Katie. Refresh my memory. Is it? Do you always do solo acoustic, or do you have a band that you play with sometimes?
I haven't played with a band in a while just because of COVID, but
Makes sense.
I mean, primarily I do solo acoustic. I have 2 albums out right now, and they both most of the songs are backed by a full band, which was a combination of people that I know and play with sometimes, and then some musicians for hire who I met through the recording of those albums. And then before the pandemic hit, I was doing a couple band shows a year, I would say, like 2 or 3 a year. And they were so fun. And then everything fell apart and it was just like hard to coordinate that kind of stuff. So I've migrated back to the solo stuff, but it'll be fun to do that again someday.
I before the conversation comes to an end eventually, I definitely second the Matt's way you're going about things when you're reliable every week. You know, say you're coming out with a YouTube video and you come out with one, like Matt was saying, other artists, it's like they're kind of lazy and they
Well, no, I didn't say
they're lazy, but you know what I'm saying? They're not organized like you. If you say you're going to get the video out there, you get it out there. So I give you credit for that.
Well, thanks.
People
I
expect it,
appreciate
you know?
it. I mean, it helps that I was a teacher for, 9 years or so,
Right.
maybe 10 years. So,
But not everybody
I sort
knows
of
that,
like,
though.
I have that teacher in me that is like, has to make a lesson plan and then deliver on it, and
Right.
so it helps me organize my time.
But your new fans don't know you were a teacher, though. I know that, but not a lot of people know that, right?
I don't know. I was pretty open about it. I was.
Oh,
I mean,
you
I
may
was
be
doing
right.
Music.
You may be right.
Yeah, I was doing music and teaching, both full time
Wow.
for a few years before I made the shift to just focus on music. So
What grade did you teach?
yeah, I taught special ed at the high school.
Oh,
level
yeah,
for the
that's
last-
right. That's right.
Yeah, I did work with younger kids like years ago, but it's been a while since I did
Yeah, a
that.
friend of mine works at a daycare that's about 4 or 5 years old. And she said it really keeps her hopping.
By the way, Katie, I mean, I'm sure it's rewarding work and whatnot, but you must be glad in some way that you got out of that before the pandemic hit, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, part of you is like, oh, I should do my part and, and be in there and go in and help everybody because this is a tough time for teachers, and part of you feels that way. And part of you is like, well, I'm making the decision to do something that I'm really passionate about and have wanted to do for a long time. And, people and things and places are always going to need you elsewhere. And so you really have to decide, like, well, just because someone might need me or benefit from my help in this way, like, is that what I should be doing? And so it was actually kind of tough because it was like, that helper in me wanted to stay in the teaching profession, but then I had been feeling this really, really strong pull to get out of it and then just really 100% focus on my art. And so it was hard.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I haven't regretted it. I will say, like, a lot of thought and prayer went into the decision. So by the time I made the leap, it was like I've been feeling very confident about it. So.
I got a quick question for you. You put it out there, your faith, and so does Rob Azevedo. He's calling I get sold from Peter White. He's the coolest cat in town. You really put out there your faith. Do you ever think to yourself, wow, that might turn some people off? I mean, it doesn't turn me off because I'm big into faith, but I know everybody in my world is not.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like it's such a integrated part of my life. Like my
Right.
faith is so intertwined with everything that I do that it just wouldn't be authentic for me to not talk about it. So I'm kind of like, I hope it doesn't turn people off, but it's also just who I am. And so
I really
I hope
like
that
it.
the
So.
people who are supposed to find me and resonate with what I do, they will, so I try not to worry about
I'm,
that kind of stuff.
yeah, that's good. I really listen to those Worship Wednesdays since you've started. I really look forward to doing it. If I can't watch it that night, I'll watch it the next day. So I really like it. So.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, first Wednesday of the month. If anyone
Right.
listening also shares that faith and likes music about faith and worship type music, I do that on the first Wednesday of the month on live stream. So
Because
those are fun.
where I go to church local here, they've pretty much been closed for 2 years, so they're opening this Sunday, and I hope that they
Oh.
stay open for the duration because I really miss church. I mean, really gone a lot in the last 2 years. I mean, I watch it on Facebook, but as you know, Katie, nothing beats live stuff.
Right? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. A church near me recently started. It's an outdoor church on a
Oh.
mountain, which I'm like, this is so cool.
I'm sorry, but Glenn had a question for you, Katie.
yeah. Go ahead.
What
Glenn.
time on Wednesday do you stream?
So it's typically the first Wednesday of the month, and let me check the time. Actually, I'm
Okay.
like, I have so many different things that I don't actually remember. I want to say 8, but let me double check that. Actually, and this month it's not going to be the first Wednesday because I have a someone's birthday to celebrate. So it's actually going to be March 9th is the next one. Okay, it's not 8 o'clock. It's 7:30, and they're usually pretty short. So it'll be like 7:30 to 8 or 8:15 or so.
And what do you use for streaming?
Good question.
So we can a link so we can get so I can get on.
Yeah, I stream on YouTube and Facebook. So
Oh, okay.
my Facebook page is just @ Katie Dobbins Music, and then it should pop up. And then YouTube, it's Katie Dobbins Music as well. And all of those links are on my website, katieDobbinsmusic.com.
By the way, do you still do the podcast, the Let the Music Set You Free podcast?
I keep going in and out of it. I love the concept. I love doing it. I did pause it for a little bit just because I felt like I was focusing on a lot of different things, and I wasn't able to put as much energy as I wanted into each thing. So I'm sort of taking a pause, but there are some episodes out. Like I kept all the podcast episodes out, and I did a few recent ones in the past, 6 months or so. And so they are there if you like the show and you want to listen to them. And I still have all the social media accounts up for it, but I did pause it for a bit.
Yeah.
I just got a quick question. I know you like to celebrate a lot of the different holidays, and I haven't really felt good the last 6 months, but we won't get into it on the radio. But anyways, when I started the other day to put up some decorations, even though it's Valentine's kind of over, I noticed my temperature and my overall health got like 100% better.
Oh.
When you decorated for Valentine's Day?
Right. It was only like 1 or 2 decorations, but for some reason my overall, in my personal world, this May said, wow, I feel like 100 times better.
When you do positive things, that will happen. And
Awesome.
that's a good thing.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know you like to
Yeah.
celebrate all the holidays
I
and you
completely
decorate really
agree.
well in your shows, and wow.
Yeah, Eric, I love to decorate. I'm always changing my
Right.
live stream background, and I'm always redecorating my studio.
And you like drinking a lot of
So I'm
tea.
a big believer
You like
in liking
tea.
the space that you're in.
You like drinking tea.
Good for the vocal cords.
I like drinking tea.
Yeah.
That's right.
I know you too well. It's kind of scary.
Kind of scary.
I hope I don't creep you out because some people think I know Amanda McCarthy too much.
Wow.
No.
I hope it doesn't creep you out because some people it does, believe it or not. They run for the hills.
Run,
run for the hills.
I'm not
hills.
creeped out. I'm
All
glad
right.
that you enjoy all the music and everything. So
Sometimes
It's
I
great.
show too much love to certain people.
Oh.
And they don't appreciate it, and they tell me a
Every-
few choice words we won't repeat on the radio.
Everyone.
And they kind of
no,
like
I don't think you come across as creepy, Eric.
Oh,
Don't worry.
I've had bad luck. We won't get into that. It's all negative, like Glenn says.
Everyone loves you, Eric.
Yeah, well, in the real world, it's not always the case. But we won't get into that because that's negativity, and the devil listens, so we won't talk about that stuff.
Oh, I like that. I like what you just said. That's negativity, and the devil listens.
Right. He definitely listens. Don't you agree with that, Katie?
Oh, absolutely. And I also, as you know, agree hugely with the power of words and like what we say matters. So yeah, totally.
Right, because a good friend of mine,
Oh,
I had a brain surgery today, Debbie. So if you could keep her in your prayers, I would appreciate it because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was praying for her earlier, so I hope that
real emotional. Cause
comes
I
out
got
of
on the
that.
bus today at Hitchcock, and I just started crying like I say with the Britney Spears song, I cried a river. I just couldn't stop crying for half an hour. It was crazy. I haven't cried all year, so but it's just, like I said, I'm not a best friend of this girl, but I used to work with this new arena in Fisher Cats, and I saw her on the bus a month ago, and I tell myself, wow, I hope she makes it. But then I say, no, I can't say that because if you say that stuff, it gets in the atmosphere, the devil will take care of it.
well,
So anyways, it's a real emotional day for me. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Where-
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
Where is she, Eric? Where is she having the surgery?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Texas Mike originally is the guy to put it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's dated her off and on over the years, so he's really taking it hard today.
Yeah. Of course. Of
Poor
course. Well,
Anyways, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer here.
that was kind of a pun because her name's Debbie. Anyway. All right. Well,
Her name's Katie.
no. I know Katie's
Oh,
name.
double- oh my
Katie's
God,
name is Katie.
you're
Your
right.
friend Debbie's name is Debbie.
Oh my God. Sometimes I do this stuff, Katie. I don't even know I'm doing it.
Well, you should be careful because the devil is listening, Eric.
Well, I always say, Katie, you never know who's listening out there. So.
Well, the devil is. We've established that.
Oh, he's always listening. It's always a good
Don't
Lord.
worry,
though.
don't worry. God is listening too. So
Well, there
it's
you
all
go.
good.
But God has a more powerful statement because he's the good Lord. The devil is a bad guy. So
There you go. There you
That's
go.
right.
enough
That's
of
right.
my philosophy on the radio when it comes to religion. Some people don't like that. So,
That's not really philosophy. It's more theology.
well, anyways, I'll let Matt take over because it's his show. Here you go, Matt.
Well, we will we'll begin to wrap up. Katie, it's always nice to talk with you, and I love your music, and you have such a positive energy. So it's great to get caught up and keep up the great work. And
You mean we're not going to get to hear her sing a song?
well, we're gonna play.
Okay.
Eric requested. I've got Landslide pulled
All right.
up. We're gonna play Katie's cover of Landslide in a moment.
All
But
right.
Katie, before you go, please remind everybody where to find you online, your live streams, and your music, and your website, and all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Before I say all that, I do want to say thank you so much for having me and allowing me to call in, and Eric for setting all of this up. It's always great catching up with all of you. And
I got a question for you, Katie.
appreciate all of your support. It really means a lot to me. So thank you. And so I am Katie Dobbins, KatieDobbins. My website is katieDobbinsmusic.com. I just updated it, so check it out. And on that website, you can find the links to everything, my social media and my show schedule. Right now, I'm doing a lot of live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. And probably the easiest way to find those links is, again, going to that website, katieDobbins.com. I also have 2 records out on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere that you like to listen. So if you want to check out my music, you can do so there. And if you want to hear new, fresh stuff every week, then YouTube is the place for that because I'm doing a lot of, like Matt said, originals and also cover songs, posting new videos every week. So
I got a
that's
quick
it.
question for you. I mean, check with Matt, but I think you'll be fine with it. Speaking about consistency, would you be open to call us up at the last Tuesday of the month? Because you've got so many things going on that we kind of lose track. Would you be open to that?
Yeah. Just hit me up and we can get something on the schedule.
That'd be great. If that's okay with you, Matt.
Yes, of course. All right. Well,
it is his show.
we'll figure that out.
Excellent.
All right. Katie,
It is his show.
Katie Dobbins, thank you so much, my friend. Wonderful to speak with you.
Thank you, and thank you so much for playing my my new tunes from YouTube. That's really cool.
Ab-
Cool to hear them on the radio.
Absolutely,
Sorry.
you got
I
it.
always share it on my Facebook page. So
Oh, excellent. All right, Katie, we'll talk to you soon. Take care.
yeah, bye bye.
All right, talk to you later. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.